Let's go, baby. We are here, and you guys have officially entered the Ozone. It's your boy, Omar. And yes, this is a celebratory episode because the New York Knicks are your 2025 NBA Emirates Cup champion, baby. And your boy's going to celebrate it. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about should Knicks fans be celebrating it? Should Knicks fans be happy about it? We got the news that they're not going to be hanging up a banner. We're going to be talking about that too. Was that the right decision? We say goodbye to a great, John Cena. He had his final match this past weekend against Gunther. We need to talk about that because there were a lot of people that was not happy. We need to talk about who's to blame. Is it Cena? Is it Triple H? Who was it? Was it ourselves? Did we think too much of it? We're going to get into that. And guys, this is our final episode of the calendar year. Because we got to enjoy Christmas and the New Year's. But let's get this show rolling. Let's bring in the best co-host of the business, super producer Dave. Brother, it's a new week. How are we feeling?
Brother, you started off with a certain championship that I've been a little poo-pooing on the parade, but bah humbug. I guess we'll get into that more in the segment. But I'm feeling good. The holidays are coming. I got to spend some time with you over the weekend, and we got to spend the time with your families and friends, and it was a good time. So everyone, enjoy your holidays. We hope to see you in the new year. Subscribe. Give us. That's the Christmas gift that I would love to come into the new year.
That's great. That's the best Christmas gift you could give us for sure.
Just subscribe.
Subscribe.
Pass it to your grandma. Make her subscribe. Please come on.
That's how it pops up in the algorithm, guys. If you guys like it, share it in your group chats. It'll pop up. It'll pop up on the algorithm, and that helps us. It does help us grow the channel. We want to be winners, just like our New York Knicks, who won the 2025 NBA Emirates Cup. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. This is This Week in Knicks.
This Week in Knicks.
All right, y'all, this is This Week in Knicks. And we had a great week. We had a great week as the Knicks, from our last recording, went into Vegas and did the damn thing. They went in against Orlando, smacking them up, played no games, and then they went in and played a very good, better than I thought, young, up-and-coming San Antonio Spurs team. And before I get to this Knicks and winning and stuff like that and how should we celebrate it, I want to preface this first. The San Antonio Spurs are a lot better than I thought. I watched a couple games this season, brother, but really watching them this game and being able to see the progression of Stephon Castle. You look at Dylan Harper, and obviously I will give them credit, and I will call it as it is. Wemby was on a minute restrictions. I think he played 20, maybe 21 minutes or whatever. This team is good. There's a reason why they beat OKC. Now, I'm not going to jump over the bridge and say they could beat them in the best of 7. However, I would say that the San Antonio Spurs are probably where I thought they would be next year. They are this year. And they're ahead of schedule, so I'm not going to be jumping on that train so fast about this whole dynasty talk with OKC because they're going to have problems with this team. Now let's get to this game, brother. The Knicks. You want to talk about the Orlando game, or should we just talk about the championship?
I think let's talk about the championship because
let's talk about the championship.
The one thing I want to say is that, like, I kept going into this, the record mattered more than anything, and the fact is that they won those games to get there. So.
And the Orlando game did count for the record. So that was a big thing. Before we get to the championship, that's a big thing because then the Knicks were able now to complete the 2-2 series. So if it were to get to a point where it's a tiebreaker, at least the Knicks and Orlando have the 2-2 tiebreaker where it will go into conference record. But I don't think that's going to be an issue because right now the Knicks, I think, are the best team in the Eastern Conference. We talked about it last year. And I think in this tournament alone, they proved it. Now, this was a game that it didn't count. I get it, brother. I get your take on the record part. I wanted this game. I wanted this game for the sole fact that we're already there. We're already in Vegas. They've already played themselves. They played hard. They played it, and you can tell those two teams wanted it. San Antonio was full court pressing the Knicks, the opening tip. Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle was pressing Mikal Bridges, pressing Jalen Brunson. They were playing. This game was played as a playoff game. I think Mike Brown only played 8 guys. I want to say the coach from San Antonio did the same thing. He didn't play guys that he would normally play in a rotation like Kenny Olynyk and Sohan. He played about 8 guys. So, both coaches treated this as if this was a playoff game. Now, shout out to the captain, Jalen Brunson, because he highlighted it when they won, brother. OG Anunoby, when we don't win this game without the 20 points he scored in the first half. He was the offense. He carried the Knicks while the Knicks took time for Brunson to get it there and that sort of thing. And then Tyler Kolek and Mitchell Robinson, those were the 3 pivotal players that helped us win this game, brother.
Yeah, I agree. And I kudos to Jalen Brunson for giving him that shout out. I believe in the votes there was only one sole person who considered OG for the award. And then the fan vote was to Wemby. But Jalen Brunson completely showed out.
Which is crazy to me, which is so crazy. This is why fans votes like that ruin it for like real fans that watch basketball.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, Wemby's an amazing talent, and we never want to say that he's not. We never want to shy away from that, but you want to see who's the best player in the court. You vote for that. You don't vote with your heart. And that's exactly what the fans were doing in that case. But right back to what we said, Jalen Brunson did the right thing in shutting out what OG does and what he brings to the table, and kind of what we were bringing back a couple of weeks ago, where he's healthy, that's what we want to see. We want to see him come right back into the lineup. You said I wanted to sit him a little bit and give him more rest, but you were right in the sense that he came back ready to go, and that's exactly what they did. It's what propelled them to get this NBA Cup. So shout out to the Knicks for winning it.
So all right, so now let's get into the thing. Everybody knows the Knicks won. Let's get into, because brother, this was a big topic this week. Mm-hmm. One was the seriousness of this. Should we take it serious? Should fans celebrate? Should we just keep a cool booty, as Kendrick Perkins would say? And this is where I was disappointed. Not necessarily at Knicks fans. Because the outside fans, the fan bases that are not Knicks fans are gonna, well, we know this in general. They belittle any little accomplishments that the Knicks accomplish. Any little thing. You know what I mean? They make a joke of it. You know what I mean? Where, when the Knicks made the Eastern Conference Finals, you looked at everybody, every news station, ESPN made it their business to include, well, they haven't been there 25 years. Well, but this, well, but that. And my thing is this, you're not going to take my joy away. I'm going to be happy about this accomplishment that the Knicks did. At the end of the day, all 30 teams had an opportunity to win this. All 30 teams played hard to win this. Now, yeah, were there maybe some games in the beginning, maybe, teams threw it in or whatever, but you can't sit there and tell me Orlando wasn't trying to win. OKC wasn't trying to win. The Spurs weren't trying to win. These people were trying to win. Now, it's okay to believe, okay, hey, maybe, I would say this, I wasn't going to lose sleep if we lost. As if, like, let's say we lost a playoff game or we lost a NBA Finals. I wasn't going to lose sleep. But damn, I wanted to win this. And when we won, I ordered my championship shirt. You damn right I did. On Fanatics. And paid $40, which is crazy. $40 for a t-shirt is crazy. But yes, I did. I celebrated. I wore my Karl Anthony Towns jersey to work the next day because I work with 2 Spurs fans. You damn right I did it. And you know what? I'm not going to let anyone take that joy away from me, because you know why? We already got the haters that are trying to do it. So why would I self-inflict that to myself and be like, well, you know what? This is not a serious game. I don't really care if we won. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to act like I'm on this moral high ground, because I'm starting to see that a lot with these newer Knicks fans that because they're just jumping on the saddle now is that they forget how dark days were when we celebrated small victories such as Nate Robinson winning the dunk contest or Obi Toppin, where it's like now, like this team has accomplished this. This is part of the script in the NBA. This is not something they created for the Knicks to win. The Knicks won that. That's something the NBA. Now, I'm not saying the season is a success. Hell no. We got to win the finals. But God damn it, this was here. It was right in front of us, and we won it. Floor's yours, brother.
But I don't want to discredit it in the sense that you can't enjoy it. I don't want to discredit in any fan who wants to take part in enjoying it. I'm saying when it comes to me, when you ask me personally, David, do you care about the NBA Cup and that the Knicks won it? I don't. Because it doesn't mean anything. It was just an extra game that doesn't count towards the record. It's also,
Right.
and I like, to me, that's how I view it. The players get extra money for winning this, and it's a banner that's hung up and a trophy that's going to be put in MSG. But in the grand scheme of it, to me, it's just like a bowl game for college. Like some of those college teams play for these bowl games, and it's just a bowl game, and it means nothing else to them besides that. Now, granted,
Right.
every other sport it seems to be doing this. This isn't just something that the NBA decided to make up. Like I just mentioned, football, college football does it. Soccer does a lot of it, and I think this is where
college basketball has tournaments within the season. Yep.
And then also soccer, which is what I believe that the NBA really wants to mimic and wants to like get the fandom growing. They see that as well. They have things going on with soccer all the time. So I can see what the NBA is trying to go for, as well as they have their finals at the end of it. I just personally do not care for it, and that's why I say, man, I don't care. Just as long as the Knicks win the games, and that's all that mattered to me, regardless. But there are fans you will see online who will just say, from anywhere, from people who are not fans of Knicks to just crap on it, and it's because why? Because your team didn't win it. Because we spoke about this earlier, brother. If it was the Spurs that had won, the confidence, it would have been, this is a culture building, and this is confidence, and this is all the things that you want to see in the right team growing up, and just showing, okay, you made this, now here's the next step. But because it's the Knicks, and it's Knicks for clicks, and we already know how that goes, it's going to get poo-pooed on. So I don't like that that's the narrative of what we're seeing from a lot of people on social medias and the discourse and everywhere that we keep on looking when it comes to this Knicks NBA Cup win. When it comes to Knicks fans, some of them are looking at it a different way, and I just don't agree with them that way. I have my personal opinions, but kudos to the Knicks for winning it. I don't know. I think...
But what you don't agree with though? What is it that you don't agree?
I just don't care for it. It doesn't matter to me personally. Like the NBA Cup doesn't mean nothing to me. And I can say like the Bucks fans probably don't care about that they won it. The Laker fans don't care that they won it when they did. So it's to me like, okay, cool. We can look back in the season and we can say, yes, the Knicks won the NBA Cup. But we all know what we want to look forward to at the end of this season. And that's not this.
And I think that's the only bone I got to pick with you and those that feel that way, because no one is saying that the goal is not to win the finals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that was something that was there on the journey, which was the cup. It's something to win. Why not try to win it? And why not celebrate that you won it? You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. Because we celebrate in all sports, you celebrate divisions. You celebrate conferences. That don't mean you won the championship, but you celebrate them. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and if anything in basketball now, the in-season tournament is way more important than divisions. I bet there's a lot of people that watch this show that don't even know what division the Knicks are in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying, and I think does the NBA have to make more? They have to make slight modifications to this tournament to make it more important? I agree.
I would say this.
Go ahead.
Add some stakes to this. Home field advantage or something like automatic game one in the playoffs. If you make it like that, that's something that's a stake.
The one that I heard that I think all teams would be on board for. So what I heard, and I wish I can give credit. I think it was Brian Scalabrine. He said it on his radio show. He said, make the championship game, because the championship game is a glorified exhibition. You do it like this, where the win goes to the winning team's record, and the loser, it doesn't. So then that winner will have a half-game lead, an advantage on anyone in the standings. Or a win jumps them up one spot up, in the playoffs or something like that. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you this, the history of the league, which is it's still very small sample size, it's only 3 years. The teams that have pretty much made the championship have been playoff teams. We haven't got like a cup where it's Brooklyn versus Utah. You know what I'm saying? So we haven't got anything like that. So for the most part, teams that are in it within the top 4 of the cup or in the championship, there are playoff teams. So you could have, like you said, have some sort of playoff implication to it, where it's like, all right, maybe you jump up a game. Oh, I like the half game thing, where it's like you're gonna always have a half game advantage over a team because you've played that 83rd game, and then the loser, you don't lose anything by losing that game. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they could do that. I've also heard possibly extending the tournament, where the tournament stretches to January, more towards January, so then you're playing the championship game Super Bowl weekend, that's Saturday. I'm not opposed to that either. You know what I mean? So then, instead of playing the 4 games in your pool, you play 8 games. You play 1 in your court and 1 on the other team's court. So I think there's ways I think they need to make modifications. What I will say is this, and people that's watching, they can say whatever, I'm biased. I think the Knicks have made this a little bit more serious now. And I think it's going to be treated a little bit more serious because the Knicks put that rub on it. Now, I'll say this. The Knicks, the conversation now was the banner situation. Should you hang up a banner? I'll tell you this. I was indifferent about it. I'll be honest. I really didn't care what they did. If they wanted to put the banner, I'm fully in support of it because we've been to Madison Square Garden, brother. There's banners of Harry Styles, concerts, Billy Joel's. The Knicks have Atlantic Division banners up. So, to me, in-season tournament, the Cup banner was not going to look at, to me, it wasn't going to be on well, that's beneath us. Well, we got damn divisions that we haven't won. Brother, and this is not to throw you, last time the Knicks won the Atlantic Division?
It's been so long.
There's a lot of people that don't even know.
It's been so long.
It's been, 2012, I believe it was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, we got that damn banner up. And what the hell did we do that year?
Was that when we got knocked out by Indiana?
Yes, in the second round. So my thing is, but I wouldn't have cared. But I will say this, and I never thought of it like this, and I should have. I should have known the Knicks were not going to put it. Look at our captain, bro. This is a Jalen Brunson-led team. Jalen Brunson knows the true goal and the true mission of this season. And it's like, okay, this is a nice accomplishment. We did this. We got a bigger goal in mind.
Job's not finished. Job's
not finished.
I'll say this. Should the Knicks win the NBA Finals, put that up there with it. But that's the only time I want to see it up there. That's my opinion. That's the way I see it.
Honestly, I've heard a few people say that, and that's not a bad idea. I don't think, and what's the funny part? I'm happy that the Knicks announced it early because you already saw that conversation was taking the center stage instead of the Knicks just winning. You know what I mean? And the Knicks beating a premier Western Conference team. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that the Knicks did that to keep that from taking center stage because you can tell that the mass media wanted the Knicks to do this. They wanted them to put the banner so then they can crack their jokes because at the end of the day, brother, we said this many episodes ago. Knicks for clicks, LOL Knick days are over. It is over. The reach that these networks are doing to even make fun of the Knicks. Oh, this is the first trophy in 50-something years. Like, bro, you can tell, the reach. It's out there, bro.
There's a lot of there's a lot of people with agendas because it's not just networks. There's a lot of people who with
Yeah, it's a
agendas,
lot.
and the networks may give them the battery on their back to be like, go off and say what you want to say about the Knicks because you don't like them. But yeah, there's a lot of people with agendas, and fine, have your agendas, talk whatever
Yeah,
you want.
well, I'm happy that the Knicks won. I get your sentiment about it, though. I really do. I was just more worried about guys not getting hurt. As
Yeah,
long as guys didn't get hurt, I'm totally fine. I watched that game as if it was a playoff, man. The second half, I was on my feet. I was standing up. I was not sitting down that second half. I was pumped. I wore my jersey as if I would do a playoff game, and I was excited. And like I said, I ordered my merch. Hopefully, on our first episode in the new year, I will have my shirt, and I'm proudly going to wear it. Now, brother, this is the thing. We're going on break, guys. As you said, this is the last episode of the calendar year, not forever. Calendar year. We're coming back January. But brother, there was some news that broke up about the Knicks a couple days before this, the Knicks winning the cup. And this was about Jose Alvarado, brother. And December 11th, it was sources that indicated that Jose Alvarado is highly likely to be a potential potential agreement expected in the coming weeks with the Knicks. That was December 11th. December 15th, Big Nick Energy on Twitter had mentioned that the decision now rests on the New Orleans Pelicans front office whether to trade Jose Alvarado to New York. A source close to the situation tells me that Jalen Rose and Josh Hart both personally advocated for the Knicks to acquire Alvarado. I'll tell you this. The NBA Cup may help us get Jose Alvarado. Because the NBA Cup was the only game on Tuesday night. And people got to see what Tyler Kolek can do, given an opportunity. And as much as I like Tyler Kolek, and then, he played a phenomenal game. And shout outs to Mike Brown. I totally missed this, and this was something that I had on my notes on the side, brother. We're not winning this game if Tom Thibodeau's coaching. I'm going to just let you know right now from the jump. If Tom Thibodeau was coaching that game, we're not winning. And I'm not one to just throw Tom under the bus, but when Mike Brown made that decision where he stuck with that lineup of Jalen Brunson, Tyler Kolek, Jordan Clarkson, Mitchell Robinson, and OG Anunoby, he stuck with that lineup because that lineup was hot. That lineup got the Knicks back, and it got us the lead, and it built on the lead. Any other time, everybody who watched Knicks basketball and Tom Thibodeau's run knows that don't matter if guys were hot. Tom Thibodeau was just stuck to the book, and he was going back to his starters the final 4 or 5 minutes or whatever. And shout outs to Mike Brown. He didn't do that when he brought back Mikal Bridges. Jalen Brunson had the backcourt violation. He noticed, you know what, I need another ball handler. Mikal Bridges is not having such a good game. Let me bring back Kolek, and it paid dividends. So shout out to Mike Brown for that. Back to the Jose Alvarado thing. I want him, bro. I would love Jose Alvarado on this team. As much as I like Tyler Kolek and what he's done, you got to keep in mind, Knicks fans, we are trying to win a championship. And at the end of the day, Jose Alvarado not only he can bring that same energy. He's going to bring that same energy that Tyler Kolek is going to bring. Offensively, he can play make, he can dish the basketball. But what he does on the defensive side of the ball and that energy he's going to bring, he's a Brooklyn kid. Is he from Brooklyn or the Bronx? He's from Brooklyn. He's a Brooklyn kid in New York. Bro, this is the perfect player to come in all off the bench with a deuce. And I would love for the Knicks to make this move.
Brother, and I'm on the same page with you with him. I like the kid, and he confirming he is from Brooklyn. Brother, I feel like he went to school with us.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
there's just something about him. He just looks like somebody that we grew up with. Especially when he had the braids.
He looks like a regular dude from New York. That's what.
He definitely does.
He's like a regular Puerto Rican from New York. I
think he's 7 years short of our time when we were in school.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're a little old. We're a little long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know,
But I'm for it because what I've always seen from Alvarado is his defense. His
yeah.
offensive playmaking isn't something that's highlighted all the time when you do see
Hmm.
Jose Alvarado because I don't watch him on his current team as much as we do. But when you do see Jose Alvarado highlights, it's because of his defensive play. That's what I would love to see come to the Knicks. Just one more person who can do all those different things that help the team to collectively.
Yeah, and look, and I'm Jose Alvarado is not a bad player, and the Brunson minutes. That's what you got to think about. Like what he can bring while Brunson's on the bench is impactful, and then you can also play him. There will be a small backcourt, but he can play. His ability to play defense and get under players' skin is it's a key thing to have in your team. You know what I mean? Like to get somebody to mess with somebody's psyche, your opponent, and we're gonna play some physical teams uh, in the playoffs. Orlando, Detroit, those are physical teams. So having a guy like Jose Alvarado who can impose his physicality, although he's small in stature, still imposes physicality is essential for us. So, and
And
I
does it
mentioned
in a
that,
way
brother, because he. Go ahead.
And he does it in a way that doesn't come off as like a Dylan Brooks. Like he does it in a way
Yeah,
where he's like he's it's all about the game. He's just trying to get under your skin there. Brooks is something else. So that's what I'm happy about. If we were to bring
yeah,
in
Dylan
Alvarado,
Brooks. I'll
that's what
be
we get.
honest though, man. I watched a couple games of Dylan Brooks and Phoenix, man, and he's just look. Dylan Brooks is just one of those guys, brother, that I just think like you hate him when he's not on your team, and you love him when he is. You know what I mean? He's just one of those guys. Like when he's your dog, you good. You know what I mean? He's not your dog, you hate him. And hey, look, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. He's on your team, you like him. Let's put it like that. But I mentioned the Alvarado thing because who knows if Alvarado were to get traded while we're on break. But that's why it's important to follow us guys on all our social media platforms. So follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and Reddit. Because if that were to break out, Knicks go and make a move for Alvarado while we're on break. You can catch us there to, whether we're making a short or whether we have a post on it. That's why it's important to follow us on our platforms. But brother, we got to talk about another top. We got to talk about another big thing that happened this weekend, this past weekend, and that's John Cena's final match. So let's get into it. Let's talk wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah. What? What?
All right, y'all. This is Let's Talk Wrestling. Well, this past Saturday, John Cena had his final match in Washington, D.C. Make that make sense. Against Gunther on Saturday night's main event. Let's just put it like this. We were together, brother, so we missed it live. We were able to catch up on it after I watched the match. Decent match, hard hitting. There was a lot of nice spots, where we got Super Cena, where Cena looked a little distressed and he was battling and he just came back, a couple FUs, I'm taking it back, a couple attitude adjustments to Gunther. But, brother, the big topic, the big story about this is the ending. And John Cena tapping out. I don't know if you can put the picture up, but he puts like a smile as he's getting choked out. And he taps out. And then you see the reactions that mirrored a lot of WrestleMania 30 when Undertaker's streak was lost. And before I get to you, brother, I just want to say this. I've been watching wrestling pretty much my whole life. And I've always known of when a guy, his last match, it's that saying he goes out on the shield. He normally takes the L and then, because that's giving the rub. It's basically, he's giving the rub to the guy that's beating him so then that guy's career can take off into, that kind of stratosphere that John Cena left it or that wrestler, is retiring from. But I think what changed that logic, brother, was a few years ago, and that's AEW. What AEW did with Sting. And Sting's retirement match, he was tag team champions with Darby going against the Young Bucks, and Sting won. Sting and Darby won that match. Sting won his final match on top, and I think that was done well. And I look at this Cena situation where I wish I got that. This was not a title involved. He was not going against a young up-and-comer guy that can really use the rub. He was going against a former champion in Gunther, where a loss from John Cena is not going to hurt your run whatsoever by nothing. And then you have Cena quit. We all saw it coming, though. It's because they rushed into this match. They did this tournament. They had to build this match up in a week. So you can already tell to never give up. You can already tell, yeah, Cena's about to lose or tap out. And to make him tap out, to not at least have to have the respect to go, you know what? If you're gonna go down, you ain't going down tapping. You're gonna go down because you just couldn't do it no more. And I think that's what rubbed me the wrong way, was him tapping out. I would have much rather, obviously outside of winning, I would have much rather preferred him to fall out and not even have the ability to tap out.
Yeah, go down on his shield kind of scenario.
Go down on his shield.
Brother, I took some time before watching the match, right? Because what I got more was opinions of everyone and what they felt like should have happened. And this is before watching the match, I came to a conclusion. 100%, no matter what decision was made, not everyone was going to be happy.
Nah, yeah.
If Cena won that match, then you have the critics who say, "Oh, well, look what you just did to your future with Gunther." If Cena taps, which is the reaction we all saw, well, we blame Triple H because that's obviously he's the guy, the forefront, and then you have Cena also to blame because that's what he wanted on his way out. Then also you have the people who say that maybe two other scenarios. Sorry, he should have passed out, and that's go down on his shield. That's it. No more fight left. The other option was that someone came out and we extended, and he doesn't have his last match at DC. It gets extended because it was someone else wanted a final crack at John Cena. The problem with it is just the internet wrestling community. The IWC, you will see comment.
IWC.
You will see this everywhere. The IWC has decided to take the narrative of everything when it comes to wrestling and put it in their hands because they are all smarter than the guys at hand. And I'm not saying that they're wrong, because there are many times that we feel like the internet wrestling community can run a much better show. The problem is that everybody feels that their opinion is right, and it's easy to do the gang mentality. Now, was it the right call for Cena to lose? I don't know. Does Gunther have a lot of heat on him? Yeah, but maybe that's just upset fans as they were leaving the arena. Maybe that goes on the next Raw, where we'll see how people treat Gunther then. But that's not. I don't know if that's sustainable. And the problem with the internet wrestling community is just that their opinions just are. They're gonna take the narrative of this and they're gonna make it loud when it comes to different towns. And you have people like Triple H who try to spin it and get rattled.
Oh, they booed the crap. Well, they didn't even boo him. They chanted "You effed up."
They chanted AEW while he was chanting, and you can see he was a little rattled with that. And I would love to play the clip, but WWE likes to flag things, so screw you guys.
They really do.
So, but matter of fact, I'll post a link so you guys can see it for yourself.
Yeah,
but
post the link. Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, this is what kind of annoys me with everything that comes to wrestling these days: the internet wrestling community, because they want their cake, they want to eat it too, but then also be upset because they got their cake.
Yeah. So, all right. So then that gets to the question that I was gonna pose of who's to blame for all this? Is it so? It looks like you're more the IWC because you just can't please them. Is what you're saying?
I would say that, but if you want to put the face like a name, like just one person, then you blame
Yeah.
Triple H. You have to, or Paul Levesque. You have to blame him because this is the guy who says every week there's a new era. This is the guy who thinks that he's the smartest guy in the room. This is the guy who does not want to admit that there's competition outside of the WWE.
No.
And he always feels like he's doing the right thing. Now, granted, that has been the model that has worked for WWE. They are the train that keeps on chugging along. But this is not good. This is not a good look, and this has not been a good final run for Cena. Cena wanted to do more matches. He didn't get it that way. So I guess the final sight he had was this, and fans weren't happy because it just was rushed. It was ugly. It was sloppy.
Yeah, it didn't. It doesn't help where then John Cena went, and I don't know if it was Fan Fleet. He went on somebody's show that week and said he wanted to do 200 dates. And WWE was the one that talked him down in the 30, 36, or the 30-something that he ended up doing.
It was Van Fleet or Bill Simmons. One of those two.
It was one of their shows. Sorry, we apologize here at the Ozone if I don't remember. But yeah, I think it was I think Triple H is the one to blame in total because you look at the totality of this final run, bro. I was gonna say the Knicks, bro. The fans just wanted the classics. Hit the classics. You know what I'm saying? It's like, brother, like you go to a lot of rock concerts that you watched back in when we were growing up, and it's like, I'm not here to see you play your new song. I'm sorry. I want you to play the classics. I want. What was that?
And only the new songs. Like, you know why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bro, I want you to play the classics. I want you to play the hits. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not talking about a new artist. I'm talking about if you went to go see Jay-Z. You want to hear the classics from Jay-Z. I don't want to hear like, bro, don't try to sell me your new album or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just like, so with John Cena, like, people wanted that. People wanted give me the classics. Give me the Ortons. Give me the whatever, matches that tie in with that. And then I think what threw a big fart into this run was the failed heel run. And shout outs to Cena. Cena's a company guy, but Cena's on Van Fleet talking about, he made it seem like that was the plan. And it's like, bro, you cannot sit there and say that was the plan when you guys just instantly out of nowhere in SummerSlam just forgot everything that we watched and then he just reverted back to babyface. No, it was a failed attempt at being a heel. And you hear that John was more, a company guy, the yes man. Hey, I'll do this and I'll do that. So, and if that's the case, I think I put even more on Triple H, whereas to go, be the bigger, like, hey, be the one to go, nah, John, we can't let you go out like that. You know what I mean? You hear that Sting wanted to lose his final match. And Tony Khan said, no, I'm not letting you go out like that.
And the Young Bucks.
And the Young Bucks refused to lose, to win. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like Triple H should have been the one to be like, you know what? Nah, John, because if John is saying yes to everything, why would he say no if they said, no, you're going to beat Gunther? They make great video packages, but why not have him talk to the crowd? That was another thing. Why not have him talk to the crowd? And my thing is this. Joey posed this on a chat, our good friend Joey, brother, about Triple H. This guy always wants to have his face out there. John Cena's in the ring and this guy's on top of the apron. Like, this is not about you, guy. This is not about you. And I'm not talking about as allegations or whatever of Vince McMahon, but he's worse than Vince McMahon in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Where Vince McMahon really never, unless he was in a storyline, Vince McMahon did not go out in front street and do all this to show, yeah, I'm the chairman, I'm the chairman, I'm the chairman, I'm the chairman. Where this guy will literally do anything to show that he's the CEO of this company. And he's the one that runs the show. And it's like, bro, this is not about you. You could have, you know what I mean? You could have stood outside in the apron. Everybody stood outside of the ring. You had the two champions come in, give Cena the titles, which I like. That I didn't know until I saw it on Instagram where that was what Cena and Batista did for Hogan when they were champions and Hogan had one of his last matches in WWE. So I like that little callback. But everybody's outside the ring. Why you got to get on the apron?
Brother, there's two things about that. Number one, if you're a WWE mark, then you should be upset about this because you constantly call out Tony Khan whenever he comes out to talk, right? Every time you see Tony Khan's face, you're really to talk about him and how much he wants to show his face. Mind you, Tony doesn't come out to the ring. He just comes out, steps out real quick to right there, the Tron, or, the entrance, and he goes right back.
Right.
And then hits another line of whatever he does.
And that's more, and then sometimes, brother, most of the time, that's really more if you're there. If you're on TV, you're not seeing it. Like Tony Khan comes out, if you go to a live AEW show, he comes out before it starts rolling, whatever. He goes, hey, enjoy, guys, blah, 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 the gimmick. But, yeah, you're right,
And then the second thing. Here's my second thing, right? This is something I read from the website is whatculture.com. The writer is Jamie Kennedy.
What Culture? Yeah, I got him on YouTube, yeah.
Yep. And the opinion was that WWE Unreal has played a big part into how people have viewed WWE this past year. They released in July a special, which is WWE Unreal, and how they do everything as far as how they build the show. You've been a big critic of how things are run.
Don't like it at all.
So I would not be surprised if this is something that has been taped and will be released sometime in the next year. Because guess what? You get to see Paul Levesque's face even more. This is. I think I can side with this opinion with Jamie Kennedy and what he says, because I wouldn't be surprised if by next year we have another special of how we screwed this up.
They got season 2 coming out. I'm not sure if it's January or February, so you might be on to something, brother, where they might be covering that. So, I don't know, man. I don't know how. Oh, wait a minute. Are they gonna scissor? Oh, that sucks. All right, we watching AEW as we're recording. All right, brother, before we wrap up this segment, John Cena, greatest of all time?
I agree. Greatest of all time.
Yeah?
I agree.
Wow, I did not think you were going to agree to that.
No, greatest of all time.
I'm going to say he's the greatest of all time. I know it's conversation about... obviously, we grew up in the Attitude Era. People were Rock, Stone Cold. I would just say this. He passes all my checkpoints when I think of who the greatest of all time should be. And that's the years of service, the years of being on top, being the top guy. And then also, do people that don't watch wrestling know him? And I think now John Cena is officially in that realm with Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Rock. And I would say even The Undertaker too, where like those guys, but like mainly those guys, like Undertaker and Triple H, people know them because of wrestling, but like people know The Rock. You know what I mean? That don't watch wrestling. People know who Hulk Hogan was, and people know who John Cena is. And John Cena from 2022, from 2002 till now, and he's been the top guy. He's had a longer run than Hogan, and I get it, longer run than Austin. Those guys drew money. I'm not discrediting them. I'm just saying John Cena is the greatest of all time in my book, and I'm personally happy to say that I've never booed John Cena. Never booed John Cena.
I can't say that.
I've never partaked in a Cena sucks chant. I started a Let's Go John Cena chant in Madison Square Garden wearing a John Cena shirt. So that's one thing that I'm proud of, that I am a huge John Cena fan, and John Cena is my guy. Probably, obviously it's him and Bret Hart. Obviously Bret Hart's number one, but, John Cena's up there. I would say with Hogan, but we're not getting into that again.
Look, and I just want to add, so everything that you pointed out as far as do you know him, all the years of service, and being on top of the business. There's one more thing for me that puts John Cena at the very top.
Yeah,
and
what's that?
It is his giving back. It is him being the world record holder of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and what he continues to do. Because they even showed a clip that he did it right before his last match in DC.
Damn, I don't know if you was with us, bro, but I can't remember. But one time we went to a show and I witnessed it. It was in Madison Square Garden. I think we were in the back. We were waiting for the wrestlers to come out, and he had his bus there. And I remember seeing like Make-A-Wish kids, and that wasn't even filmed. That wasn't even filmed. Like, you got the TV shows filmed. Like, he was doing it even in house shows. Remember, I think he has the record for the most
Yes, he
Make-A-Wish
has a
any
Make-A-Wish
celebrity.
record, and he's
Yeah.
going to keep on building on that, I'm sure.
Yeah, so
So
no, that's not even,
that's what puts like him even more, because it's just like, you're all that and you're a great guy. Like,
yeah,
that's
for sure. And you see him, like, you see the videos of people when they walk into him, where, he talks to them. He'll give them a picture and stuff like that. There was one idiot that mentioned the politics, and he did it so perfect. He's like, nah, not today. Like, perfectly said, John Cena. But brother, I'm happy we can agree on that. I thought we were not going to agree on the John Cena thing, so I'm happy. But let's get into, I said something last week, and I'm going to keep my word. The Giants and Jets stink. They found new ways to be more embarrassing this past weekend. The Jets lost by damn near 40 in Jacksonville. And then the Giants is a laughing stock. Shout out to the fans that showed up. But I don't blame you for those that didn't show up. It's pathetic. And it's funny enough that Abdul Carter had his best game where hardly nobody was there. I just want to get to the draft at this point. And like I said, I still think the Giants are going to find a way to mess up the number 1 overall pick. They proved me wrong this past weekend, and hopefully they can continue to do it. Now let's pivot to baseball real quick. The Mets. Do you guys just have scouts at Yankee Stadium and that's it? Because the Mets signed Luke Weaver to a 2-year deal. So yet another Yankee reliever jumping ship going to Queens. I guess, I don't know, brother. They just want to be us. I can't even explain it at this point. Of all the players that Steve Cohen has, and this is the difference. Like, yeah, I know we've gotten Met players, but the Yankees have gotten Met players where it's like, well, we're gonna use you for 2 days because a guy's hurt, and then we're gonna designate you for assignment. The Mets are just poaching these Yankee players into big roles. And it's like, bro, you watching any other team or you scouting any other team but the Yankees? I don't think so, because it just seems like they want to bring in every Yankee free agent.
Yeah, brother. I don't know what's going on in there. And you know what? I don't know how much that really helps them either. That's the other part.
Bro. I like Luke
Like,
Weaver, don't get me wrong, I like him, but it's just, my thing was just like, and then you got Met fans like, oh, another one wants to leave to go, bro, the Yankees weren't trying to get him. Like, it's a difference. Like,
and my
the
thing,
Yankees
they're
didn't
coping.
really try to fight to keep him.
They're coping so hard right now, brother, because they
Yeah,
already lost
they really
Diaz.
are,
They have to deal with
yeah.
Williams, and now they're trying to make everything seem. Brother, I sent you just between me and you, I sent you a little thread between a Mets fan going back and forth with someone about Luke Weaver and Devin Williams and Diaz, and what we said exactly last week on our hit post with Edwin Diaz and how fans are trying to like make Edwin Diaz seem like he was not great. Just when you get the chance, brother, just look through it.
Yeah, I will. You're hearing Josh Chisholm, guys. Just quickly, we're just gonna brush through it. Josh Chisholm. The Yankees are willing to listen to offers of Josh Chisholm, so that's interesting. And then we haven't found anything new on Cody Bellinger. But as I mentioned, guys, this is why it's very important to follow us on all social media platforms, because especially while we're on break, if anything were to pop up, we will post it on our social media platforms: Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Twitter. You know the shebang. But brother, we gotta make some picks. And this is the last NFL picks, because I think when we get back, is it playoffs?
By the time we get back, it should be week 18.
So we'll be making the last picks. I don't know. I know I lost, but let's get into it, y'all. This is NFL Picks of the Week. All right, y'all. This is NFL Picks of the Week, and we are in Week 16, which is crazy. This season, Alexa, I'm not talking to you, guys. Alexa just came on. I don't know how. But brother, let's get into it. Let's get into the Thursday game, because we got a goodie. We have. Wait, am I tripping? Yes, Thursday. Which was this past Thursday. Sorry, guys, as this is airing on Friday. We don't know the winners, and unfortunately, you can't make money off us on this game. So, sorry. As Friday, you got the Rams and the Seahawks, brother. This is at Seattle. Obviously, the last time these two teams played, Sam Darnold did not have a great performance. I'm going to go with Seattle. I don't know if Devontae Adams, I don't know his availability in this game. Plus, I think Seattle's rolling. I think Seattle wants to get their get back, so I'm going with Seattle.
And I don't blame you, brother. Both of these teams are 11-3 too. This is definitely big playoff implications that go along with this as well. Um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Rams, but it's gonna be a tight matchup.
All right. Then we have some Saturday games. Yes, I love it when we get Saturday football games. We have the Eagles and Washington. I'll keep it quick. Going Philly.
Fly Eagles, fly.
Yep. And then followed by a nightcap, we got the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. Tough one, man, for the Green Bay Packers as they got the news that Michael Parsons tore ACL. That's big, brother, because they're my pick to make the Super Bowl, and it was solely because of the acquisition of Michael Parsons and what he was able to do for that defense. Now that defense is still good; they're gonna compete, but using Michael Parsons, I think, is big. I'm gonna pick Chicago in this game, though. I like Chicago. They're at home. They're riding the momentum, man. They are in front in this division, and I'm rocking with them. I'm rocking with Chicago.
And brother, I'm with you on that one because last time it was because Chicago, the lights were too bright in Green Bay. But the losing of Micah Parsons is huge for Green Bay, so I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Chicago
big,
in this
man.
one.
It's big. It's big. It's big. Then we get to the Sunday games. Buffalo and Cleveland. I'm gonna go Buffalo.
Go Josh Allen. I'm in the playoffs and I need this, so go Josh
Who do
Allen.
you? Oh, you got Josh Allen, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
go
How did
Buffalo.
how did your wife do this weekend?
So my wife did really good. She's
She
actually
won.
advancing. Yep, she won. So she's advancing. She's on the other bracket opposite of me. So there's a chance that it could be a Vega
Keep
matchup
the
at the end.
money in the house.
That's what we're hoping.
Keep the money in the house. Then we have the Chargers and Cowboys at 1:00. This game I thought about for a sec. This game was one that I was I didn't know what to go with because I felt like this is a trap game. And because this is a West Coast team coming in playing East, obviously Dallas is not technically East, but
They're
this is
playing
a
at
tough
one.
one.
They're playing
They're
at
playing
one.
at 1:00. Um, I'm gonna go Dallas. I'm gonna take Dallas in this game.
Okay. I got Chargers in this
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
But I can see defenses like having a tough time on this one.
yeah. And the crazy part is that their delusional owner still thinks they can win the division, which is insane. Um, let's talk the next game, Chiefs and Tennessee, which the Chiefs' run is over. Um, Not only did they officially be eliminated from the playoffs this past weekend, but Pat Mahomes, he also tore his ACL. What Michael Parsons was the Achilles, right? I'm sorry, I said ACL for Michael Parsons. Was it his ACL?
I'll fact check that, but yeah,
Yeah. But
he's out for the
Pat
year.
Mahomes tore his ACL. Um, Not good. But I think I want to. I know this is NFL picks me, but I want to just mention this real fast, brother. I think this was a blessing in disguise for the Chiefs. The Chiefs had to make decisions on some veteran players this offseason, and I think with Mahomes being out is going to make it very easy. You don't need to bring back Travis Kelce. I would look at trade packages for Chris Jones and your veteran players. Sit this one out. Kind of do what you guys kind of did when Brady went out, when Brady got hurt, and it's like retool it. Pat Mahomes is gonna come back great. Retool it, add some young pieces. This is the year. You kind of seeing it in basketball with the Pacers when once Halliburton went down, they was like, you know what? We don't need to pay Miles Turner. We don't need to pay certain guys. We can just keep this core. We're gonna suck. We'll have a good pick, and then we can retool when we get Halliburton back. I think that's something that the Chiefs should look into. So now let's get to this game. I'm still going to pick the Chiefs because I think their defense, they got too much pride. And I think their defense, and I just don't think Tennessee's a good team.
Yeah. So quick on the note about Micah Parsons, it was an ACL tear.
All right,
Um,
so they both had ACLs. Okay.
yeah, and yeah, the NFL has a problem with this ACLs. The one thing I would
Yes,
say
sir.
for the Chiefs and Chiefs fans is that it is almost a blessing that it happened now and not in like closer towards playoff times, because then you don't get Pat Mahomes at all next year, or at least that's my opinion. So he at least has time to recover and maybe
Well, you're
come
hearing
around in
some
September.
some doctors said he might be available for week 1. I think that is a stretch. Now I know science is advanced and ACLs don't have the like the rest like the recovery time is not as long as it used to be. Like I do get that part, but brother, I'm not taking that chance.
Mm-mm.
I'm not taking that chance.
Because
I'm
that is
sitting
the
that out.
that is the golden ghost of golden gooses. So
Yeah, I'm
definitely
not.
protect him. Talk to Brady, because right after the ACL
Yeah.
injuries, when Brady got into pliability and how he
Hey,
played until he
bring
was
Brady
40.
back. The coach brought back Phillip Rivers. Why not call Tom and be like, yo, Tom? I know it's cold though. Tom, that's why I think Tom went to Tampa. Like, bro, I'm going somewhere warm. But
Yeah,
Tom, what's up?
I
What's
don't
up?
know. He's a part owner of the Raiders, so I doubt that happens. But I
Oh
get
yeah, that's conflict of interest. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
yeah.
Who you got
But
in that game, brother?
in this game, I got KC solely off the fact that Tennessee really sucks, and I need
Tennessee
KC's defense to go
garbage.
off.
Tennessee is garbage. Then we got Cincinnati, Miami, which this game was, thank God it got flexed. Um, Obviously, the Dolphins were out. They were mathematically eliminated from the playoffs this past Monday, as they're going against the Cincinnati Bengals. This Tua has already been benched. It's been announced on Tuesday. On Wednesday that Tua was being benched. So Ears, I can't even pronounce his name. The
Ewers,
kid from
Ewers,
Texas,
something. Yeah,
he's gonna get his first start. I'm going Cincinnati.
yeah, Cincinnati in this one as well.
Yeah. Then we have the Jets in New Orleans. I'll keep it simple. New Orleans.
Yeah,
Uh,
Jets don't inspire here, so New Orleans.
yeah. Then we have Minnesota Giants. Unfortunately, I think the Giants are gonna win this game. So I think the Giants will win this game, to be honest. So
I mean, JJ McCarthy makes all the case for you,
yeah,
brother. So
yeah,
I got Minnesota in this one, but I'm not surprised in your pick.
yeah. I think the Giants pull this off. This one is gonna be the goodie. Tampa, Carolina. Tampa had a tough loss this past weekend, and I'm going with Carolina.
Brother, this is for the division too. So
This is for the division.
I got Tampa.
Okay. All right. Then we have a game where it could be a playoff. It could be an AFC championship, which would be the wackiest AFC championship game of all time if this were to happen. And that's Jacksonville at Denver. You want to talk about two teams that are good, but two teams that are as exciting as watching paint dry. Um, so I'm going to go Denver because that defense is going to force Trevor Lawrence to throw about 3 to 4 interceptions.
Yeah, Denver's defense
Yeah.
is so real. So yeah, I got Denver in this one. Just make it exciting.
Yeah. You know what's not going to be exciting is this next one, brother. It's Atlanta versus Arizona. I'll keep it simple. I'm going Arizona.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett has been playing for a contract, or
Yeah.
at least showing that he can do stuff still. So Arizona.
Arizona. Then we have Philly. Pittsburgh and Detroit. Um, should be good. I'm gonna go with Detroit. I just don't think Philly. Philly. Why I keep saying Philly? I don't think Pittsburgh can keep up with them offensively. Although their defense is good, but Detroit is gonna get this game. I'm going Detroit.
Yeah. And I'm siding with you on this one, but this is exciting. 86 teams that both need it because they need to
Hmm.
secure their spots in there.
Yeah,
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 this is going to be a good one.
yeah. Who'd you pick?
Oh, I'm going with Detroit. I'm siding with you.
Detroit. All right. Then we got Raiders and Texans. Easy one. Texans. God damn, the spread. Ooh, is minus 14.5. Bro, that is crazy.
So that means that just tells
Wow.
me that spread is somebody's going to lose money. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Pick the Raiders.
yep. I got Houston in this one.
Oh man, I got Houston too. And then we got the Sunday night game, brother. You guys, you want to talk about the highest of highs? Damn, and I picked you on that Buffalo game too. Um, I'm not gonna front though. When y'all lost, I blame Dave Portnoy. Man, was excited when y'all went up 21-0. New England Patriots against the Baltimore Ravens. You talked about it with the Pittsburgh game, about Pittsburgh and Detroit, about both teams being aces, both of them needing that. Baltimore needs it. Their only avenue to the playoffs is the division. But I just don't have the confidence that Lamar's 100% healthy. And the question I had about New England is always can their offense like their defense is good, but can their offense just continue? And I think Drake May's real deal. We've been talking about it this whole year. I'm going New England. I think New England bounces back from a bad loss, and they get back, and they beat Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm going New England in this one, and it's not just because of my team. It's just because both teams need this right now, and Baltimore hasn't been consistent. New England needs this because they need to secure that first spot away from the Bills,
and the Bills have Cleveland, so you already know. Like, yeah, things can
the
happen.
competition's easier.
Yeah, they have a lighter schedule, and I think even though Buffalo has Philly next week, I believe the following week.
And also, New England just needs another credible team to have on their record that they beat, because right now it's the narrative has been that they haven't been good teams besides Bills one time.
All right. Then we got the Monday night game. We got San Francisco versus Indianapolis. Phillip Rivers, old man, bro. My man fell down taking a snap, bro. This man fell down taking a snap, dog. I'm not. I feel like the Niners play every damn Monday night. Like, I feel like they always get Monday night games. San Fran's a -6. I'm taking San Fran.
Yeah, I got San Fran. I don't think Rivers gets it done. Yeah, I think he had. Oh my God, the guy had under 150 yards passing. I put a bet on him, and I hate him now because of it. And all you needed was 175. 175, and I could have won.
Bro. He looked like a gym teacher out there, man.
I just needed 175 yards passing, and this guy looks like.
They showed them warming up. I thought it was the coach for a sec. Bro, it was bad.
Yeah,
very bad, bro. Very, very bad.
The narrative that has been going around, like me and my friends and family, and my wife, is how desperate do you have to be to call a 44-year-old man who wasn't doing anything, who wasn't active, and just be like,
all the 44-year-olds, you call him. I'm calling Tom Brady, dog. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm sure there's somebody else. I'm sure.
Every quarterback that's trying to get in the league, I would be like, oh, really? This guy was going like... That'll just tell you 7 kids, bro. All them kids he got. And they mentioned something about his health care that kicks in, or that was going to kick in or something. That's why he also signed. So, but whatever. But that's crazy that Phillip Rivers is even going to be... that he played.
Oh,
44
man.
years old. That's crazy. That's the things Disney makes a movie about.
Mm-hmm.
So, but guys, we can't wrap up an episode, especially the last episode of this calendar year, without sharing you guys' highlight of the week.
He's on fire!
All right, y'all, highlight of the week, and I think this is the first time. I don't know if this guy's ever been a recipient of the highlight of the week. I'm trying to think, which is quite surprising if he hasn't.
I'll say this, brother. I don't know if he has been, at least for this season 2.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Maybe so. But it goes out to our captain, Jalen Brunson. And Jalen Brunson made Anthony Black touch God with the crossover. Hezzy, bam, bam. They want to say he tripped him, but I didn't see no trip. All I saw was Anthony Black touching God. And Brunson sealed the deal, because when you cross somebody over, you must hit the shot. And he did it. Nasty work from the captain, Jalen Brunson, brother.
Brother, I don't even know if this exists, but before I post this, I'm going to hope to see maybe some Sonic rings, or maybe him getting buried like The Undertaker, like something. But, brother, Anthony Black, you better redeem yourself in the future.
Yeah, but and he's one of those guys. He's one of these young kids. Him, uh, Amen Thompson, Nasir Thompson. These kids you saw with Castle, young guys that are good. I'm not trying to discredit them, with these young defenders that they think they can stop Brunson because they're slightly bigger. They may think they're a little bit stronger, and no, brother, you cannot. You cannot put the clamps on the captain. The captain will get you. And he got Anthony Black. And he is the recipient of the highlight of the week. So, guys, we want to thank you guys so much for the support this year. This was a great year for the Ozone. And we're going to take a much needed holiday break. So we will be back with a brand new episode. And guys, we're sorry with the scheduling. Like we said last week, the scheduling has been all over the place. And that's why we're available on Friday this week. But we will be back to our regular Wednesdays when we come back for the new year. And the episode that we will be back is January 7th, guys. We will be back January 7th, right in time for the NFL playoffs. We're gonna be hopefully the hot stove has cooled off in baseball, and we got an idea of what our teams are gonna be looking like, as spring training will be weeks after that, and then you got the NBA in January. So guys, remember we're gonna be on a 2-week break, so this is the last episode of the calendar year, and we will be back January 7th. But in the meantime, this is why it's very essential that not only, guys, do you like and share this video, throw a comment, hit the thumbs up. That helps out the algorithm. That helps us be tapped in. That helps us get to more people, especially now with YouTube. And I've read something that they're going to be doing with their views. And it's going to be another hurdle, guys. So we need you guys to fully support us. Shout outs to everybody that's posting our stuff. I saw a lot of people post our graphics of the Knicks winning the Emirates Cup. Thank you for that. And it's cool. You can share Bleacher Report. You can share that. But if your boys are making one, man, show some love. Post our joint too. That's how we get on. That's how we get noticed here. But guys, remember to follow us on all our social media platforms. We are available on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Threads, and Reddit, guys. Especially, it's going to be essential these 2 weeks that we're not going to have episodes on YouTube, because this is where we're going to have our news. It was a heavy news day on Wednesday. We posted about the Knicks not putting up the banner. We posted a lot of things. We posted the Luke Weaver news. So, guys, if you want to be tapped in with what's going on in New York sports, we are your boys. So be sure to do that. So, guys, we want you guys to have a safe holiday, a safe New Year's. If you go out to New Year's and you partake in alcoholic beverages, please do not drink and drive. The only one that should be lit is Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. I saw that on a highway in Florida. So, guys, we love you all. Have a safe holiday, a wonderful New Year, and we will see you on January 7th. Peace.